Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing this beautiful bronzy kind of like moment. I'm in love with it. So I hope you guys do enjoy it, and remember I am starting to post on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Only those days, except on my wedding day. There will be a nice little secret surprise video on Saturday. You guys will like it and subscribe if you want to go and see it then. My wedding is June 16th, so that way you guys can know. So I really hope you guys do enjoy this Bridal Madness Monday, and let's jump into this. Going in with my Dr. Brandt's Pores No More Luminizing Primer, and I'm just gonna go in ahead and oops, that's probably a little way too much. Take some from my forehead and just that a little bit more. I mean, I do have oily skin, so I'm not going to use as much as someone with dry skin would. I'm kind of trying to baby this. I did get it in a BoxyCharm, so I'm just going to go ahead and prime. I can't find my other primer, so that's why I'm using this one. I'm just going to go ahead and pat it all in so I can really soak into my skin. I'm just gonna go ahead and rub it in on my forehead. And just rub, rub, rub. Maybe even take some to my eyelids. Oh, my hair. I lost my headband. I have no idea where it went. So, that sucks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let that soak into my skin. And I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes. I already went ahead and primed my eyes and set them and made sure they're all okay for eyeshadow. So I'm gonna be taking my Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm gonna be taking this brush right here. Oh, that was upside down. I'm an idiot. Okay. So I'm just gonna be going into this shade right here, which is called MFEO. I'm just gonna go ahead and dip my brush into that. And I'm gonna use that as a transition shade. And the palette is so big that you have to kind of oddly put it on your lap. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go and use it as a really light transition shade, which I really do like it because it's not too warm, especially on my skin tone. It's a very neutral kind of khaki color, which I kind of really like, because I hate when things are too overly warm. I know that Jaclyn Hill is known for like her using a lot of warm colors. I like how this is very, very neutral. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start doing my other eye off of camera. That way it's not too long. So going back into the palette, I'm gonna be taking, I think, this color that's like diagonal from it. It's right here, and it's called Butter, I think. I don't know, it's this color like right here. I don't know. The names are like ass backwards, so I can't really. That's the one thing I don't like about this palette. The names of everything are just ass backwards, which, like, when you look at it and you open it up, like all the names. The pinks are over here, but the pinks on the back are like over there, so it's kind of like, alright. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take it on the same brush, and I'm gonna put that right into my crease, and I guess I'm going for a warm look today, so just gonna go ahead and warm up that crease. These are really pigmented, and I even tapped at my brush. I mean, look at that. That's like a big difference. And you're just gonna go ahead and blend that out. And you can take them onto your eyelid. Next, I'm going into this shade right there. Ugh. I'm taking it on a different fluffy brush. Just go ahead and dip into that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put that on my, right over here, like on my outer portion of my lid. I'm gonna bring that up into the crease. I usually like to use this brush to kind of lay down the initial color. The other brush is to really pack it on. And I noticed that whenever I do this eye shape, it always seems to flatter my eye a lot better than just doing a traditional, besides a cut crease. Cut creases really flatter my eye shape. But this, I think, really makes my eyes look more almond and kind of lifts them a little bit. I definitely really do love using this And I'm going to put it onto my actual lid in the outer V and also bring it into my crease. But I'm not going to go all the way into my crease. I'm just going to go and keep it like almost, I'm going to stop it like a quarter of the way there. So just pat that on. And just kind of bring it up and stop right there. Just doing like a little C shaped. Also, another good thing, when I do my eyeshadow, I also kind of like close my eyes, but kind of like raise my eyebrow a little bit. That way I have more room to work. And I have to deal with all the folds in my lid. Definitely really helps. And especially, I mean, I would think if you had hooded eyes, that would also help as well. But that is kind of what we're looking for. So I'm going to do the other into that same shade, but I'm going to be using a different brush. It's a more of a denser, fluffy brush. I'm just going to go ahead and pack that on the same area, like in my outer V, and just really kind of pack on that color to really intensify it. I find that that really helps intensifying everything, especially since everything is more dense with this brush, but still a fluffy crease brush. Oh, I love it. Everyone does everything differently. I would rather have a few brushes do my eye look than like switch between 5 million, and I feel like everything comes out very, very nice. That's my own opinion. Everyone's different, so just tap it really lightly and go into the shade directly underneath it, which is that shade right here. It's a very, very, it's almost like it's a chocolate brown, but it almost has like a little bit of a red tint to it. It's very, very weird, but it's really beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that and kind of just really focus this on the outer edge. Like I'm just gonna tap and blend upwards, not to my crease, but kind of stopping at the crease, just like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other eye off of camera. On camera, since I was already doing it. So just kind of keep it really focused at the very edge. Don't take it into the crease, just kind of keep it where it's at. There, just like that. And we're gonna go back into this brush again and dip into the same shades that we used into the crease and kind of mix them together and then put them back into the crease, just ever so slightly. Just really blend that out. And just keep it kind of like that. I don't want to, well, it's definitely really warm, but it is what it is. So I'm taking the Wet n Wild liquid eyeshadow in the shade Shells and Whistles, which is a very beautiful kind of bronzy shade. I believe it's like a bronzy shade. It's really, really pretty, almost coppery. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a half cut crease. So I'm gonna start over here. And then I'm gonna just start right over there. Just gonna swoop it. There you go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other eye. Now the one thing that I really do like about this doe foot applicator is that I don't wind up wasting any product, because I can do one eye with one side and then flip it over and do another eye with the other side. So it's really inconvenient. I'm not having to dip like 5 or 6 times, but I really do enjoy these. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let that dry. While we're waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna be taking my Physicians Formula translucent powder pearl thing. I'm gonna dip into that with a very stiff kind of brush. And I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight underneath my brow bone. That way it kind of gives it a lifted effect. But I'm kind of trying to pack it on just in case I went a little too high with it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just go over it like that. It also helps to kind of clean up the edges and soften it as well. You do have a nice highlighted brow bone compared to this one. I definitely gives a little bit of a sheen and a little bit of a shine. It's not anything ridiculous, which is what I really like about this. And plus this is also a part of my project pan, so I definitely feel like I am using it. So I'm gonna go in one more time and just really pack that on. I'm also going to take it into the inner corners a little bit. Nothing too ridiculous. But it's also like a nice champagne-y kind of color. So it also kind of ties in a little bit with the coppery champagne that I put on my lid. So there you go. Now that that is somewhat dry, yeah, that's a little bit dry. It's mostly dry on the outer portion, I mean. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the brush that I had before, which I just love. Going into this color right here and then mixing a little bit, just a dab of that color. And I'm gonna be putting that on the outer V. And making sure everything blends in so I don't have that really harsh of a line where we put that cream shadow. Which I've noticed a lot of the cream shadows that I use, it is very hard to blend out that harsh line for some reason. I feel like I'm having to go over it quite a bit. So I'm literally just putting it right on top of it, which kind of helps smoke it all out. But I'm not taking it into the crease, I'm really just focusing it right on top of that edge, so it kind of blends it away. Alright, so I'm going to be taking my brow pencil, the Koki Precise Brow in the shade Ash Brown. It's a really good ashy color. I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my brows. Obviously, I'm going to do it off camera because that is a boring. Okay, so I put on mascara already. Now I'm going to go ahead and put on some blush. I'm taking the It Cosmetics Ombre Blush in the shade Je ne sais quoi, which my cousin helped me say. So I'm going to be just taking that. I'm going to try it with the fluffy brush because I can't find my favorite brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and dip into the lighter side and really tap out the excess because this blush is very, very pigmented. And I'm just going to go ahead and go on the apples of my cheeks, which my face is kind of red already. So I'm going to, oh, okay, well. I got kind of it going on here, so I'm just gonna flip it over on the blank side and just kind of blend that out, you know. I'm gonna go back with the side with the blush on, tap into that, really tap it off, and kind of apply that to my cheeks. I just really love this blush though. My future mother-in-law gave it to me. She said she doesn't wear it. And she said, I don't know, I tried it on and I was like in love because it just gives enough flush to the cheeks. Obviously it's looking a little crazy right now, but it just gives a nice flush to the cheek. It's not overpowering. It's just a very beautiful like little blush color and I love it. So for highlighter, I think I'm just gonna go in with this because I'm just really want to use my project pans up. I really want to go and hit something on this. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as my highlighter. Okay, so I'm going to be taking this, as you remember, and I'm just going to go and run it across it. And I really do love this highlighter. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's so natural looking. Like you can really build it up to make it very, very pigmented. But you can also keep it really soft, and I think no one mentioned this, and I don't know why. I really don't. I don't think it really emphasizes any of my texture, because I got a lot of texture. I don't think it emphasizes any of my texture on my face. I really enjoy it. Like, I'm gonna be sad when this is gone. When I first started highlighting, this is what I used to highlight my face. Because at the drugstore they didn't have anything to really highlight with. And no one talked about this, which is a shame because it's very, very beautiful. And I really do like it. But see, it's just got a natural glow. It just looks like I'm glowing from within. Because remember, my skin is oily and there are some days when I'm looking extra oily that my skin will have a nice natural luminosity on my actual what do you call it, on my cheekbones. So I'm just going to take that up like a boomerang, and I'm just going to actually put some above my brow a little bit, whatever's left on the brush. I'm gonna take a little bit on my nose and just kind of put it down. I don't want to look like Rudolph, which I'm already looking like. Just gonna go ahead and blend that out and kind of take it up the bridge of my nose with whatever is left on my finger. I'm not gonna put it on my Cupid's bow. I hate when people do that. I just think it looks so bad. I don't know. But I'm just, lately I haven't been getting into concealing or anything. My skin, I just haven't been wanting to conceal, so I hope you guys forgive me for that. So I'm gonna be taking my Toughest Taupe and, I'm taking my Toughest Taupe and I'm gonna go ahead and contour with it. This is a really good shade for if you're as fair as I am. This would be like wonderful. Because I know I don't look, like I've said a million times, I look more fair in person than I do on camera. It doesn't really pick up very well or register. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go into my cheekbones like that. I'm just gonna do it really lightly. I don't want anything too intense for today. I think that should be good. So with the wedding coming up, my dog is going into a kennel, and it just makes me so nervous putting him in there because, one, when we rescued my dog, Wolfgang, he was found wandering around. I don't know, it makes me nervous. It's not the idea of putting him in that specific kennel, it's the idea of putting him in a kennel in general. It just makes me nervous. I don't know. But it has to be done. We can't have him roaming around at the wedding, peeing everywhere, so it's gonna be done. So I'm actually gonna be taking the liquid lipstick that I got from my BoxyCharm. It's the Beauty Creations, and it's in the shade Sweetheart. I don't really have a lipstick I think that would go with this. I may wind up changing my mind. So I'm going in with the shade by L'Oreal. It's shade Everlasting Nutmeg. It comes in one of those. It's like a nice nude kind of color, which I think it's slightly warm but slightly grayish or whatever. And I think it'll look really, really nice. And it won't look like concealer. I'm just gonna head that on. And I think that it really picks up the bronzy shade on my lids. And there you go. I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for this to dry down so I can actually apply the lip balm that goes on top. Alright everyone, so I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Also be sure to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.